When Yang Bai heard Zhang Yi speak, she exclaimed, "RA is like that." Then she thought, "I don't know if someone else came here this time, or go through the quiet days like this." That's right, and then I turned around. I found out the young man was doing something. "What are you doing?" "Maybe the door has 2 layers of thick metal. It's not safe enough." Truong immediately replied, "In this mansion, most of the areas have been automated. It also means, if there is someone, it's possible to hack our control center. You can open this door very easily. It's more modern, and sometimes it's harmful. Technical progress. There are times when there is great danger, but the basic principles of physics don't change people." Truong just said, "Just close the door for sure. After a while it's done." Grand public announcement. You have to be careful in everything you do. Even if you are careful, it is not easy to make mistakes. Yang Bao looked Truong fluid aesthetic. Although the way of working is a bit sloppy, but he will live a long time than ordinary people. Another translation continues. Maybe there's an internet expert here. That's good. When I heard Truong talk about this, Yang Mi muttered, "I'm pretty good at the internet, unfortunately. When you hear about girls, you ask, why? When you hear the words of the Lord, ask. Xian Han is not going to school in Tianjin Sao City. Do you know how she is now? Are you alive? Xian Han is the cousin of Yang Mi, to study at the Academy of Astronomy. The 16-year-old won an international grand prize in the field of computing. He's also a great hacker. Even though she had childhood polio, so the lower half can't move. Then can only operate from a wheelchair. But people who know computers, it's reliable, except for you. No one can believe it." Sound translation. Who won in information technology? I asked her where she is now. Can you get her here? She said she had been out of contact for a long time. After the blizzard hit, I tried every way to contact her, but there is still no news. She's with her powers. If you're alive, there must be a way to contact me. If we can't get in touch, we can only say. Suddenly Zhang Yi pointed his hand at Yang's security. "Is it the lazy family who doesn't pay attention to you? I'm so scared, what are you doing? Why do you say that kind of thing? Whatever it is, just look. You're all geniuses in your house, much better than you. If you're in danger, who will come to you for help? Listen to these words and I can stand you." You are evil, the young man thought. If the girl named Yang Xian Xian Kia was still alive, let her join the backstage. My team. It's not a bad choice. Even though Sao, her legs are paralyzed, no big threat to me. My wife and I both look so beautiful. Yang is their sister. The beauty can be less than Sao. Then the young man sighed again. Too regrettably unfortunate. When Yang Bai saw Zhang Yi sighing, she asked, "So we have to do this later?" "Now all we have to do is wait." Underground training ground of the accident prevention department. Not beyond prediction. After that, the news of the 6 winners was immediately sent out. He was also buried by his trash. There's no wind. If only someone could find the truth from this pile of fake news. It's definitely not a normal organization, or maybe they have a computer whiz. After shooting one, Zhang Yi dropped his bow. Then take out the bow and arrow into the bow. Then continue to aim. Then shoot the arrow. The arrow swooped in the middle of the beer. Expand translation. I'm quite pleased to see the results of my shots. It's been half a month. Dysfunction after waking up. Plus weapons and astronaut props. The level of fire and power is also several times stronger. This is called a standard shot. Covering the entire body. Your speed can be doubled. Compared to the day before, it's better to use melee weapons. The faster the speed, the better the escape. Although my functional abilities seem simple, but there's the potential to open up. Limit. Suddenly the young man's belly soared. The young man took out a piece of chocolate and put it in his mouth. Eating and thinking. The power has just been discovered. It's amazing to others, but it also consumes a lot of energy. The power comes from the cell. I'm not a photosynthetic plant either. You can only get power through food. I guess based on my situation, even if of course, you also need to eat food for energy. In other words, it's people like me. Even if it is stronger, it is not enough to eat. There is also no prerequisite for using the ability. Think about the end. Determinants of the strength and weakness of the person with disabilities. If so, I wouldn't have won the championship. Even though SAO is relative to consumption, I didn't lose to anyone. The avoidance of underground accidents. Of the Tay Sun Defensive Barracks, a leader said. The power of the base. Still not easy to solve SAO. The girl opposite the leader. Related to information previously received. We've investigated the results. Most of the addresses that send this information from Villa number 101 Van Lan Manor in Zhang Road area. But in there's a news coming from the phone of 6 Fong Reach, chairman of Van Press Technology. IP address at 302 Van Lan Park. Talk about Truong Due. It's been mentioned in this news. She's holding the file in her hand, reporting to the leader. This is the information you're looking for. Zhang Yi used to live in the sky. Is a warehouse manager of Hoa Nam. The survey results show his circle of friends. It has nothing to do with the 6. Hands down on the table an analytical leader. It's just a small warehouse manager. You can't be the mastermind of this. Even if there's a benefit, the number received is not much. Kia leader continues to analyze. Maybe it's stealing property during work. Keep some stolen items at home. I can survive until now. She continued as the leader said. I also think that a low-level manager, it can't be that big. How can we clean up the entire warehouse of Hoanam? The leader's name smirked. It's all a foreign conspiracy. They've certainly noticed something unusual before the gamma rays hit. Should have recovered the goods first. It's deliberately staged as a paranormal event. What a lie to me. She heard that and said. How can they know their ridiculous behavior? The leader has been watching for a long time. That's the leader. Is there anything else we need to find out about Mr. Zhang? The leader's name. Send some people to the area in a few days. We have never been 6-year-old. Maybe we'll find some supplies. I'll arrange for a few people right away. Go and investigate and control the area. Move the scene to the suburbs. Spring is hugging a girl doll and complacent. I should not be chosen by God. Possess class ability, then captured countless SAO beauties. Suddenly, he remembered Zhang Yi and said, it's unfair to see that person again. I can only run away. I just hugged a girl doll named Spring, holding a surfing phone. Suddenly he saw the hot news. Hoanam warehouse translation. If I use this information to search, can you find any useful information? And then he sat up. Go to the computer for information. After a few minutes on the internet, he said. I found it. Very quickly he realized something was wrong. Most information has the same IP address, except for one news. Click on the hot information. Translate warehouse management staff. Hoanam warehouse theft case. Read the hot news quickly. Spring tugs at the chin thinking. Goods worth hundreds of billions of dong. Cleaned up by that AI overnight. At first I thought this was a blame drama. They just robbed the village. But now look at this guy named Zhang Yi. Very suspicious. The Spring guy goes back and forth, scratching his head. Did he really clear out the entire Hoanam warehouse? Or not if there's some kind of supernatural power? It's called Kia's ability. Everything that people think is impossible. It won't be weird anymore. After going to go back every foot. Then the Spring guy sat down on the chair. Then think and analyze. But to do that, it's got to be space-like. As a vacuum cleaner with infinite capacity can carry, it can hold a lot of objects. There are too many mysteries. It makes the Spring bug think forever. Think for a moment about each net. He fell back on his chair and remembered. Day of fighting. His attack suddenly disappeared in front of him. But then, he unleashed his attack again. It's not as simple as a bounce attack. Normally it seems. He can do whatever he wants. Control the time of the bounce attack. It's like he sucked his attack into another place, then release RA again. I understand. He's definitely someone with extra spatial abilities. And all the missing goods of Hoanam warehouse, it's probably in his hands. So that he could own a snowmobile. Rarely seen in the South, it's also understandable. The space system, he even has space system capabilities. I am so jealous of death. The guy is so angry that he doesn't know how to do it. I just hugged the doll. Name Spring Louis lying hugging cosmetic doll. Compared to the capacity Zhang Yi has the ability to blow snow. It's very clear that it's not just one rank that's lost. He's starting to think about it now. Maybe he's the main character. I am the right villain. When playing the game, not everyone will meet some small boss SAO. It's harder to beat than the regular ones, but in fact it's a tribute to experience. He hugged his pillow and complained. His ability is completely controlled by him. You can't fight him back. I can't confront him later. It's best to be friends with him. That's right, it's not just me. I have to warn people in the village. Don't mess with him later. If you think about it, hurry up and announce it. He ran to Mr. BA's house, opened the door, panting. Mr. BA, is Mr. BA here? To hear the call of Spring. The old man was surprised. It's hard to get out the door once. Before you were at home, if your mother hadn't told you to come down, go around, then sure. Now, you don't know which way to go anymore. Mr. BA, something big has happened. I have to tell you this. What's the big deal? Spring Thunder said while waving his feet dancing. He tried to describe and tell the details. Mr. BA, this chapter is extremely powerful. His ability also restrained me. There's absolutely no conflict with him. Village from the east and Vanland Manor. Just a river apart, you'd better tell everyone. Later, far away from there, it is best to go fishing somewhere else. The old man stroked his beard and told him to speak. The missing case of Hoanam warehouse floating alcohol. It was hot before. It's actually him. More than half of Kia's $10 billion supplies are missing. It's all in his hands. The guy who came here was sweating because he was tired, but he tried to keep talking. According to your analysis, this result is the most likely. Unless you're a space system expert. If not, you can't basically move everything in such a large warehouse. Go for a short time. The old man nodded after listening. If you can get the supplies. For people in the village from the east. How many years will it take to use it all? I see that BA is thinking differently. Compared to my stop advice, the spring seemed to stop him. Mr. BA, it's best not to pay attention to him. Everything is good in the spring, you're just a coward. From the east we have several hundred households, plus the whole town from RA. There are thousands of households. Maybe there are so many of us, I can't do anything about him. But I can feel it. That person is extremely dangerous. My liver was threatened by him. When you were young, the villages have been fighting recently. His head was also beaten into a dog's head. There are times when we don't bring the dead back. Now for the survival of the village from the east. People from us. Even if you risk your life, you are not afraid. Transfer the scene to Truongyi's Vanland Manor. Inside, young man and two beautiful people enjoying meat wine. The secret of thinking. At first there was a thought of leaving. But now live a carefree life. Not this dress. It looks like NDT0. Suddenly there was a sound outside. Zhang Yi stood up and someone came. To speak to Chao Kaini and Yangmi. Let me see if you can eat first. Young man standing from above watching. There's a lot of people coming up below. Look closely with binoculars. The translation quickly realized. The villagers came from the village. Faster than my imagination. Many young people took it from the space warehouse. Take out a sniper rifle. People don't threaten the safety of the shelter. Just keep in mind that people with disabilities, especially in their village, the eye into the closed barrel. Panning guns back and forth looking for targets. If he comes, I will take advantage of the opportunity to destroy him once and for all. If you want to die that much, just come here. Come a little closer. One in the crude family. See Vanland Manor House. I feel the cold wind like this. I can't believe it's near our village. There is a house so far away. Suddenly someone in front of me called out and fall to the ground. People in the back are wondering what's going on. Kia stepped on the nail trap and screamed at my feet. There are traps in the snow. Hurry up and bring him back. How dare you set a trap in the snow so quickly? Let everyone know. Careful on the road under the snow, there are tables and the nails. Don't step on the trap. The telephone master ordered. Be careful, that man is prepared. However, these children's traps, they can't make it difficult for us. Tell people to move slowly forward. Use sticks and branches to find the way first. Clear the traps. People quickly follow. Use the tracker carefully. Around Vanland Manor, a lot of people are focusing right now. Track breaking trap. Through the barrel of a sniper rifle. I saw everything. I think I'm smart, not bad. The second trap should be activated. The old people saw the tables under the snow. I'm glad this tactic worked. Keep moving forward. Clean up all these nails and throw them on the side of the road. He was carrying a table and was going to throw it away. A guy's leg got caught in a rope. He's curious what this black string is. The sound of a loud explosion, a fireball is made. Extremely satisfied translation program, excellent performance. Panicked people shouted there was a bomb. One said to a young man nearby. Your face and body are covered in blood. And he puts his shirt up and he's terrified. Long and deep wounds all over. Two more scared men grabbed their feet and fell down. And accidentally stepped on the rumbling pump line. And then there's the explosion of smoke and smoke. Panicked people are running, there's a bomb. I can't keep moving forward.